Let's post these. Boom. And boom. Close that ad. Here we go. So, this stream, I'm just going to be looking to solve tactics and sort of go through my solving process and how I go about solving tactics problems. So, also I'm going to be showcasing this website that I really like. It's called Chessity, which is it's a Dutch website, or it's founded by a lot of Dutch programmers, and I think it does this really well. You can select problems from 3 categories: easy, medium, and hard, and the point is they sort of make it into a game where you try and get 9 correct before you get 3 wrong. And some of them aren't so bad. I select the hard category because easy and medium are just a little bit too easy for me, although some of the ones in the medium ones I will occasionally miss on because sometimes I don't recognize the pattern immediately, or, you know, for whatever reason I miscalculate. It happens. So I will miss on some of the easy ones, but the hard ones can be pattern recognition, and they can also be like difficult calculation. So we're gonna be going through trying to solve these bad boys. So first thing I noticed, I got a lot of pieces on this rook. It's defended 3 times, it's attacked 3 times. I also have this check on f8 that immediately catches my attention. So I wonder if there's some reason why I would need to take here first, but let's examine what happens on the check. So if we check on f8, there's bishop e8, and then there's this check on f6, which would force the king. It would force the king to step on d7, because if the rook blocks, then I take on c8, and that's a problem. So I'm looking at check, bishop blocks, check. The king must step up. That is a requirement. And what next? I have ideas of trying to skewer through this queen, but it's not quite working. So my lines are check, bishop, check, king d7. I have a check here, but he just steps back, and I haven't accomplished much. I don't think. Then I could take. Yeah, that's not leading anywhere. I need something good here, because I am down a piece. So, let's see, takes. Let's start with takes, see what happens here. Rook takes his force. But see, in this line, if I start with takes, after check, check, the rook can block. Because there's not going to be a rook hanging on c8 at the end of that line. So that doesn't look super great. So I also have an idea here. I wonder what happens if I play rook f3. This is an interesting idea that just came to me. Because rook f3, I'm threatening to mate you. And your king is really low on squares. Your king is very unhappy. And after rook f3, take with check, king g2, this threat is very unpleasant to me. In fact, I'm not sure how you're going to stop that. So let's look, because this is I am sacrificing a rook here with check, so this better be right if I'm going to do it. Rook f3, check, king g2. Now I do see an interesting idea for black of trying to clear this square with time using the move rook g1, check. And the point is, if you take, then rook c1 check, and black has actually cleared this square. Rook c1, king g2, king c8. It doesn't seem to matter. I think it's still mate. So let's do one last check. Rook f3 takes king g2. Is there any way to stop the mating threat of rook f8? I have all squares on lock. The bishop's pinned. King e8 does nothing. The queen cannot come to help. I see nothing. I'm going to play rook f3 and pray. Good. Queen comes in, and that's mate. A nice puzzle. Nice puzzle. That was good. Nice, nice move there, rook f3. Wasn't the first thing I looked at. And it's not the first thing you look at. It's not super forcing. But it's a cool idea to find. I like that one. Hey there, Tusi Tala. I'm trying not to look at chat while I'm solving because I don't want to steal ideas from chat. But nice find. If you found rook f3 on your own, that was really good. Because that's not an easy move to see. I'm legit impressed. Not the easiest move to see. Okay, what's going on here? I'm down a piece and a rook, which usually means I need to mate. Moves that have my attention. Queen g6, knight g6. Both have my attention. They're both strong threats. Let's calculate one. Knight g6 check. It's a check. Let's calculate that. Check. Only move. There's a discovery lining up here. This looks... oh god, this should mate. Check. Knight f8. King h8. Can I get a smother somehow? Can I... oh, hold up. Queen g8 check. I think that smothers. Does it smother? No, because I don't cover that square at the same time. That doesn't quite work. Queen g8. Knight g6, king h7. And it's not really a smother, because the knight... oh, maybe it is. The knight needs to work its way to f7. So queen g8, rook g8, knight g6, king h7, knight takes e5. Nothing can block this check. King h8, knight f7 mate. It is a smother. Queen g8 is a smothered mate here. That's a nice little pattern. Queen g8 check, rook takes forced. Boom, boom, boom. The knight lands on f7 with a smothered mate. That's pretty. That is pretty. Whew. There we go. Okay, what's going on here? I am down a piece. So, again, I'm looking for something forceful. And here's what I'm noticing. This is a weak back rank. And I want to do something about that. I have checks on h6 and e7. I have a check on e8 as well. And maybe this queen will show up on c8 at some point. This bishop doesn't appear useful at first sight, but appearances can be deceiving. What do I want to look at first here? I need to put together some ideas. Also interesting is knight takes g7. There's a possibility we can bring some firepower down on G7. Let's see. For some reason, I'm attracted to this move knight h6 check to start with. So let's look at it. Knight h6, let's take it. Queen takes. I don't feel like I'm making huge progress here. I don't see exactly how I'm mating. Knight e7, check. I want to focus on this back rank more. The queen is the only defender of the back rank. If the queen is distracted, rook e8 is mate. So that leads me to moves like queen c7. Obviously, queen c7 isn't immediately working, but queen c7 is on my, like, moves in that vein are moves that are on my radar. Similarly, actually not similarly, queen c8, if I distract with the rook, queen c8 would not be mate because the bishop has that d8 square. Okay. This one I'm not immediately understanding, so I'm going to have to buckle down a little bit and figure out how to make this work. Ah! Now here's an idea. Distract the queen with queen to g5, which threatens mate on g7. Yeah, and that's pretty brutal, because after queen g5, if you go g6, takes is mate, the knight guards the g7 square, so it's still a weak back rank. Queen g5, queen f6, mate, queen g5 takes mate, queen g5, how else do you guard that square? Yeah, so the key to the puzzle is the back rank. We want to distract the queen. Queen g5. I initially discarded this because the queen is on free, but clearly that doesn't matter because there's a mate threat. So queen g5. If I'm going to sack my queen, I want to be 100% sure this works. I really don't see a refutation to this. This rook is out of play. This bishop's out of play. This bishop can't protect g. Oh, hold on. Queen g5. Bishop takes. I take the queen with me. That's that one I got. So yeah, I'm gonna play queen g5. Oh, I'm unhappy with myself. I'm always unhappy with myself when I miss a move like that. Because that means I didn't calculate well. And missing defensive resources like this, in this case it's not going to punish me, but that's not good. You don't want to be missing defensive resources like that. So let's see. How can I still pull this off? I should look at queen f8. It defends g7 and protects the queen. Very sensible move. Okay, knight e7. I don't think I'm mating. Knight h6 can't be taken. King h8. Ooh. Rook e8. Rook e8. Yikes. That one hurts. That one really, really hurts. Because rook e8 pins the queen, takes, and then hit him with a mate. Rook e8. I got nothing from. Yeah, that definitely wins. There's no check. That's winning. And if you don't take it, then you're getting mate anyway because the queen's pinned. Yeah, that's mate. So for those of us just joining me, Tina and Yago, all that, I'm trying not to look at chat while I'm solving because I do want to like solve on my own. But I encourage you guys to solve with me as I see some of us are doing. So Iago, the reason I wasn't commenting on your comments was because I am trying to solve these on my own. But I appreciate that you're solving them on your own, and that's good practice. So, okay, what is going on? I'm up a rook, but my queen isn't thrilled. My queen is not happy. However, I am immediately drawn to this move, rook takes f7, which threatens mate. And the reason I'm drawn to this move is I want to bail this queen out really badly. So this move, rook takes f7, puts another attacker on this bishop, and it threatens mate. So I believe the only response to rook takes f7 is king takes f7. At which point I was going to keep throwing pieces at it with a bishop takes e6. And the point is, if queen takes, there's queen takes bishop. And what's the material like there? I'm down some pawns, actually. So maybe that's not great. So I have this idea. Maybe I can mix up the move order with bishop takes e6. And the point is, if you take this way, you're getting mated. And if you take with the queen, I take here and I'm up a rook. So on bishop takes e6, I believe you must take the queen if you want to live. And what am I going to do about it? It's a good question. I'm going to take on f7 with check, king h8, and I really want to play rook f8 mate, but that's not legal. On any bishop move, there's no bishop move with like strong tempo. Like say like bishop here. It can't even just be taken because the bishop blocks on bishop here. Not queen takes there, but like bishop d6 or bishop g7. That doesn't quite look like it's working. Let me check that one more time. Bishop takes e6, bishop takes queen. No, I'm not making that work. I'm not getting that to work. So I've tried this. I've tried rook takes. Let me try queen sacking on one of these pieces. Queen takes, bishop takes. No, there's this mate threat. I want to mate. Okay. No, I was looking at this move rook d1, but the queen guards that square, and I'm not in time to play queen b7. This one is a little tricky. Ah! Okay. I have an idea. I'm up a rook. So as much as I want to mate, if the queen gets out, I'm going to be doing very well. So now I'm seeing another threat, which is bishop e3. And the bishop's hanging, but if the queen moves, this bishop will be hanging. And on bishop e3, takes. I'm still up in exchange for 3 pawns. Ooh, that might not be good enough. It's not good enough at all. Bishop e3, takes. Is unpleasant. What was wrong with my bishop b6 line? Takes. And I'm not mating. That's annoying. Rook f7 is a more forcing threat. Force king f7. Bishop e6. King e6. And I've run out of wood to chuck at that king. Can I try something silly like knight d5? That's pretty silly. Oh, whoa. I want to land a check, actually, with this knight. That's less silly than I thought. Although I don't know how lethal that check really is. How unpleasant. I'm not seeing a lot here. There is this weak back rank. Can I distract this bishop to sack there? Rook d1 takes. No, I'm not getting a lot of that. Let me tell you, this variation is the most promising one I have, where the king gets stuck in the corner. I'm gonna look at that again. Bishop e6 takes the queen. Now, bishop f7. Check. My threat will come on f8. I could have played rook f7. I haven't considered that. Ooh, maybe that's dangerous. That's a move I need to consider. Bishop e6 takes the queen. Rook f7. That threatens mate and some dirty discoveries. Including, another threat here is maybe mating with the bishop on g7 protected by the rook. So the mate must be guarded against. Say bishop d6. On bishop d6, you're getting mated by rook and check. So say queen d6. This bishop is under attack. Now that's very sharp. Queen d6, rook e7, check. Is it gonna force you to take this? And then I won a lot of pawns and got my queen back for the piece. I'm up in exchange at that point. I'm up in exchange for one pawn. That's better. That is better. I'm looking at the line. Bishop e6 takes rook f7, queen d6, rook. I should look at rook g7 as well. Oh, rook g7 g8 is mate. Doy. Because that's a double check. That's a nasty little threat. Oh, okay, yeah, that's mating. Rook g7 g8, right? Yeah, that's mating. Ooh. Yeah, Yago, good find. It took me a while to consider rook f7. I wanted to consider the more forcing check. But I came around to it. It took me 8 minutes. Not bad. Of course, I should be faster. But glad I found it in the end. Okay, what's going on? I've down a piece. But the black king isn't thrilled. Now, I'm looking at some combination of bishop f7 and queen h5. It's actually possible to start with queen h5, because on queen h5, knight takes. That is mate. So I'm interested in that. Queen h5. Threatens mate. Here I take it with check. You're losing. Maybe not losing, but it's bad position. Queen h5, g6. Queen h5, g6. Bishop f7. King takes. Check. Knight is pinned. King g7. Maybe I don't want g6 to come on the board. No, but here it takes queen h5. There's king g8 there. Oh, just take this. It's the same idea. The knight can't move. The knight's pinned to f7. I can take this. Yeah, that's it. Because on takes, knight can't take his mate. Knight can't block. Queen can't block. Oh, I say that. No, queen can't block his mate. Ridiculous. Yeah, I'm just going to take it. That's winning. And mate. Step 1 is identifying candidate moves. Absolutely. In these puzzles, I always look for moves that I'm interested in. Always look for moves that I'm interested in, because I know for me, this is actually the weakest part of my chess that I'm showcasing with you guys. My calculation, it's not bad. I actually calculate well, but it's slow. I calculate slowly. Like I played this IM recently, and I lost because basically what happened is we got a really complex position, and he would calculate tactics in like 2 minutes, and it would take me 10 minutes to solve the position or figure out what's going on a certain move. Like he allowed a pawn to be taken. I had to figure out, well, you know, what's going on if I take that pawn, and I'm like, oh, it's bad for me. But it took me 10 minutes to figure that out. So by the time we reached an endgame, I was down on the clock like 55 minutes to 2 minutes. And I can't do anything there. Like, I'm going to lose that position. So that's really something I need to work on, is not only calculating well, because I do calculate well. I almost always end up with the correct solution. But I have to learn to be better at calculating quickly. Here, this is a pattern. I'm going to take on f7. And that should win. Because there's a fork. Takes, and I'm up a rook. Never heard of Chessity. Chessity is a site that I really like. Basically what they do is they make a game out of problem solving. So you try and get 9 right before you get 3 wrong. So here I got 9 right and 1 wrong. And then what you do is you go to this place called the cafe. I don't know why it's called the cafe. But then you can go over the problems and review them, which is really, really cool, sort of letting the patterns seep in and make sure you understood everything. So let's look at my cafe here. Oh, it's cut off a little bit. Let me expand the window. I'm also eating yogurt. Expand, expand, expand. Beautiful. Just shifting that over. And the other thing that's cool about that is that members can comment on puzzles and sort of ask questions. And they also have a built-in engine. So like, if I wanted to check a certain move, like, why doesn't my move win that I wanted to play? And then play hint. Yeah, I agree that I'm not a huge fan of time-focused puzzles, but it is important because you don't have infinite time. The thing about Chesty is you need a paid subscription. That's why a lot of people aren't on the site. I did pay money to join the site, but it's not like it's not a yearly thing. It's like a one-time payment, and you'll forever have access. And I think it's worthwhile, but that's up to you to decide. You can look here. This puzzle was actually before I was on stream. How much? I don't remember, to be quite honest. I don't remember. Figure it out. I don't know how to deal with it. Let's showcase the puzzles that I solved here. This one I did before stream. If you can see here, there was a cool line here. You take this knight, and queen takes c3, and the bishop on g7 is lined up to skewer, but you have to play this move first, f4. You have to kick this bishop back, because if you play e4 right away, this bishop can sneak in and stop the skewer. So you go f4, the bishop has to move, then you go e4, and then you can grab the rook. That was a cool puzzle. This one, oh, this was a simple pin. Although this was an easy one to miss. The rook is pinning laterally, so you take the rook. Boom. What one was this? Oh yeah, this was nice. This puzzle was, the theme of this puzzle was opening the 7th rank so that you can pin the queen to the king. So you go queen b8 check, it's very forcing, king g7's forced, and then knight e6 check. And the problem is the queen can't take because rook takes, and when the pawn takes, the 7th rank is open, you pin, you win the queen for rook and knight. So a small material gain, but should be winning. Also, I should note, if you decide to step out, you are going to get mated, and it's not going to be pleasant. And you can calculate those variations on your own. Hey Seb, how you doing, man? This was the one I missed. And, yeah, I shouldn't have missed this, really. I tried... What did I play here? Oh yeah, I just didn't really see anything. So I tried f3. With the point of driving this bishop off to try and make something happen on c6, just because I didn't see much. But the correct solution here is, notice this bishop destroying black on the dark squares. And notice this pin on the knight, it allows this knight to move queen b4. And stop mate on f8. It's not easy. After knight e7, I simply take it, the pin is still in existence. So I missed that one, shouldn't have missed that. And here we got to the first one of the day here. This was a nice one, I like this. Rook f3 threatens mate on f8. I'll give the rook with check. And it doesn't matter, you can't stop mate. That's a cool puzzle. Here, it was a smothered mate. This was really nice. I like this one a lot. Here, we had back rank issues. You decoyed the queen with a back rank trick. Boom! Very nice. This one, oh yeah, this one took me a while to solve. This was the hardest one for me. Your queen is trapped, but you're up a rook, but you have a mate threat on f8 you can exploit with this move bishop takes e6. Can't be taken either way. If the queen takes, you take on b7. If the pawn takes, it's mate. And after bishop takes a8, this is the key move that I missed. Bishop takes f7 is not working because there's no good discovery. You can't exploit this threat. But after bishop takes a8, you have rook takes f7, threatening lots of mates. Very lots of mates. The computer played this move, bishop g7, and it's just mate. Mate 2. The pricing has changed, really. I didn't know that. 10 a month is quite expensive, actually. Glad I got in. Glad I got grandfathered in. This one was nice. Knight is pinned to the f7 square. There's a mate threat on f7, so boom. That's a win. And here, oh yeah, it's a fork. That's just a simple geometric pattern. I saw that pretty quickly. I'm glad. Knight forks are actually something that I miss. 7 a month, yeah, it's still a decent amount. All right, let's go for another set. Notice that I do the hard ones because the easy ones are a little too easy. Window's too big again because the window has to change size. Ugh. All right, let's see what's going on. Materials equal, but he is pinned. He is super duper pinned. Oh, there's a fork here as well. Oh, that's asking for pain. In fact, I think it's just rook takes d6. And you can't take, you're getting forked. You can't take with the queen. Yeah, that wins. That instantly wins. Oh! Oh, that's bad of me. That's really bad of me. I needed to see that. I still win. But that was rushed of me. And that's very poor calculation. One thing that I heard that I like is if your opponent plays a good response that you didn't think of in your calculation, you should consider that you failed the puzzle. You should think that you failed the puzzle, because here I did not calculate this, and this is clearly a good response. He's taking the defender with tempo. It should have been considered. The fact that I didn't consider it means that I, in my mind, feel like I failed this puzzle. I'm still winning after takes, because when he takes here, I'll take this with check, and I don't have an issue on the back rank because I have knight f1. But that's like 4 moves I didn't calculate. So that was poor form of me. I think this puzzle is lower rated probably than it should be, because people see that tactic but don't see the line. Yeah, you have to see knight f1 at the end of the line, or else you're getting back ranked, and the line is no good. Okay, what's going on here? 4 pieces, 4 pieces. Materials equal. This is hanging. Okay, I'm drawn to my attention is a queen that is low on squares. This queen is low on squares. It does not have b6, can't step on the a file, can't go here, can't go here. It's on its only square. So I want to abuse it. I can attack the queen with knight a2. Knight a2 does open the b5 square. But no, then he's losing this knight, because knight a2 also discovers an attack on this knight. So I guess he has b2. That's the point. I was asking myself, like, why doesn't this win instantly? But okay, let's calculate. Knight a2 forces queen b2. Okay. Knight a2, queen b2. And I think I just go bishop c4. I grab this knight. Because the queen's not hanging, the rook's not hanging, the knight's not hanging. Is there a way I'm going to get punished for my greed? I'm being greedy here. No, I think that wins pretty handily. Knight a2, queen b2, bishop c4. Got to keep that rook protected. Knight a2 takes. Yeah, that's not working. Knight a2 takes. Yeah, no. Although that is, hold on, knight a2, grab, grab, grab. That's a piece and a rook, but actually what I can play, there I can play knight d3 and the knight is trapped. Yeah, so knight a2 wins. It's going for that line, okay. And I don't want to take, ooh. No, so if I take this, then he grabs on b2 and, yeah, so I calculate this, I should play it. Yeah. Oh, you get the features for free if you sign up for 3 days? Cool, yeah, check it out, get your trial period going. Okay, an endgame puzzle. Yeah, a lot of the hard puzzles are actually endgame studies, which I like. The other thing I like about this site is they'll give you puzzles where, like, you're up a piece, but, like, all your stuff is hanging. And you have to figure out how to keep all your stuff not hanging. And I think those puzzles are really valuable because in practical games that happens, where, like, a bunch of stuff went on pre, and here you are in a situation where you're, like, currently up material, and you're trying to keep it, but a lot of stuff is hanging. And I think those puzzles are super, super valuable. So let's see what's going on here. Black is up a pawn. Black is up a pawn. This bishop seems slightly misplaced. And the reason is, bishop f3 check would actually be mating. So my initial instinct is to actually go rook e7, hit the bishop, and if it, like, say, takes here, I'm just mating. That hurts. So after rook e7, let's guard the bishop. Ah, but now I have rook takes, bishop f3, the king can't protect, and I'm going to be up a bishop. Rook e7. Rook e2 doesn't work. Rook d2, excuse me. Rook e7. Yeah, you're losing. I'll play it. Yeah, I take it. And you lose. Alright, what's going on here? I'm down a lot of material. I'm down a rook. You have some issues with your king, though. Okay, what's going on? Let's examine the double check. The double check needs to be examined. Check. Is it a smother? It's an Anastasia smother. That's beautiful. Check, 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 mate. It's a combination of a smothered mate and an Anastasia mate. And that's really, really cool. Love it. Beautiful. That's a beautiful puzzle. Very geometric. Okay, what do we got going on here? Material is equal. There's maybe some funkiness going along this diagonal. This queen's a little unhappy, I think, actually. The queen does not have a ton of squares. And my queen is in line with this king. The pawn is pinned. So I'm actually going to look at... No, that's a dumb idea. I was going to say g4, but there's just queen takes g4. There's a check here, There's a check here. Check here takes, I have nothing. Check here, queen takes, I don't see what I have. Let's say I throw a bishop in. I don't see what I've really accomplished there. Okay. So this g4 move has my attention because solely for the fact if queen takes g4 wasn't check, I could take there and you'd have extreme problems. I should also look at this move bishop c2. That's an important move to consider. On bishop c2, the queen has g5, the queen has d5, and the queen has f4. Okay. Bishop c2. Queen d5 allows bishop f6. That's out. Bishop d2, queen g5 seems a safe-ish option. I just want to run you out of squares. Oh, there is h5 as well. No, there's not, because of the aforementioned takes. So bishop c2, queen g5, f4. Protecting the mate threat, coincidentally, which just got added. A surprise! Sometimes it's better to be lucky than good. So bishop c2, queen g5, f4. Where does your queen go? P.S. I don't think it goes anywhere. I think you lose it. Or, you lose the knight or something, or you lose the exchange. So bishop c2, queen f4. Okay, now this is interesting. It's threatening to escape on this diagonal. Can I ham it in this way? Bishop e5. Bishop c2, queen f4. Bishop e5. Where's the queen going? Not there. None of there. Can't go there. Could go there. On g5, again, there's f4. That's not working. So bishop e5, queen h4 is forced. g3. Queen g5, f4. Queen is lost. f4. And now takes. Nice, Kyle Huger. Glad you got involved. It's always nice to have you. That was a good one. That was not immediately obvious to me. It's not immediately apparent the queen is in a ton of trouble, and it's not immediately apparent that bishop c2 is trapping. So that was a cool idea. I liked that. Okay, I'm probably mating. Is my first instinct. Let's see how. Oh god. This looks like all sorts of checkmate. This really looks like a lot of checkmate. Rook g7. Let's go. Rook g7. He takes it. Then I wanted to go queen f5. But I'm not actually so sure about that. Rook g7, king g7. I can check here or here if I want. I don't have a great follow-up check after like king h8. Let me try the immediate queen f5. The threat is now rook g7. Ooh, the threat might be rook g7 or queen h7. Queen f5, say like queen e6, trying to trade queens. I wonder if I can play queen h7. That would be kind of dirty if I could. The queen h7 takes bishop g7. That's a firing line. That is a firing line. Bishop h6. Okay. And this one's going to take some calculation. Queen f5, queen e6, queen h7 takes. There's queen g6, giving the queen back. It's also rook g7. Ooh, and rook g7 threatens that. But on rook g7, the bishop can be taken. Takes. That is actually equal material. Okay, let me try something else. I don't want to go queen f5. I don't think rook g7 is right. Let me try queen h6. You know, that's fun. Give away all your pieces. Queen h6. I am not making this work. Queen h6 feels like, okay, a little too much. It's a little too much. A rook g7. I could not get to work. Rook g7. After queen f5, why didn't I like this? What didn't I like? Just king g8. Or even f8. I just don't want to allow the queen in on h7. Queen e6 possibly even. King comes out to e7. That's not working. Okay. So my initial ideas are not immediately working. What else do I got? Okay. That actually might be a dumb idea. I was going to say queen g4. Queen g4 can be taken. It blocks the rook, which is unfortunate. Also, crazy idea, rook g6 takes. Doesn't seem to be doing much. I'm drawn back to queen f5. Okay, you know what I haven't looked at? I haven't looked at bishop f6 yet. Bishop f6 deserves a look. Queen f6. Now there's all of a sudden a check coming in here. This doesn't feel right. Man, I wanna take here and then take on h6, but that's too much material. This one might take me a while. I'm not seeing the idea. Other tempo moves, bishop b5 is possible, hitting the rook. Foom. Rook g5, although I don't see the threat I'm establishing by playing rook g5. Okay, what's my variation? Queen f5, queen e6. Okay. Queen h7, knight h7. Bishop g7. Aha! On bishop g7, king here, there's bishop f6. King f8. Oh, I'm a move slow here. I want to take and go rook g8. Can I make that work in a different order? That's very close to working. Queen e6. Boom. Takes. Here. I need to prevent queen g6, I think. I think queen g6 actually stops the combination. For example, bishop h6, queen g6. And I definitely don't have anything. Queen f5, queen e6. Okay. Okay. Queen f5, queen e6, bishop f6. And the point is, you can't take that, that's mate. If you take my queen, I'll throw in that move. Then I'll take the queen. And that's not going to make you happy. So queen f5, queen e6 takes is very unpleasant. Takes on f6. Threatening mate. Takes here. And now check. And I'm winning a piece. Okay, so queen f5. Queen e6 is not possible. g6 loses a piece. Takes. King g8. Now you're really busted after rook g7. Check. Check. Mate. I think that wins. Yeah, I don't see what else you're doing. If the knight moves, it's mate. Can the bishop do something? My threads takes and mate. Okay, I think that's strong. And now takes. That was the move I missed. That's a good move. And now I take here. Yeah, good one. Nice calculation in chat here. Some good lines. Yeah, I rejected queen f5 because I missed the move bishop takes f6. I missed that. Or I didn't calculate that threatened the mate on h7. It's a good move, and it's a move I should have considered. And it's a move I should have considered sooner. Because this took me 9 minutes, right? And that's a chunk of time. But bishop takes f6 needs to be on the radar. It's a capture. And not only is it a capture, it removes a defender of the h7 square. So I'm happy I got this, but it should have been quicker. I should have found that quicker. Okay. I am down 2 pieces. Let's make a queen. I don't know what I'm doing if I'm not making a queen. Or, hold up. We're not making a queen. We're getting stalemated. Squares off limits. Squares off limits. When this pawn pushes, the knight will take these 2 squares. when this pawn pushes, the bishop will take this square. We are getting stalemated. Now, I just have to figure out which pawn is going forward first, or if it matters. Here. Knight takes. Here. No check. Takes, and that's stalemate. If I go here, here, there's bishop f5, actually. And the point is on takes, takes. It's no longer stalemate. And this pawn will actually win the game. So it must be this pawn going first. And the point is, if you go bishop e6, then you're actually going to lose, I think. I'm going to queen. So I'm going to lead with this pawn, then go here. I'm going to get stalemated. No, Iago, after bishop f5, it doesn't draw because the e6 square is off limits. And so after the move e6, the knight guards the pawn from behind, which is a winning setup. h7 and king e6. Oh, just taking the pawn? Yeah, it's a bishop 9. It's a theoretical win. There's practical chances there to draw, but it is a theoretical win. I can't blame her. I mean, who studies bishop and knight? You never get it. There's no point. Ooh, this is a mess. What? Okay. I'm up a piece. I'm up a piece? Why am I up a piece? Okay, what's the problem? What's the issue here? There's maybe a threat of queen b6? Is that a threat? I don't know. I'm just up a piece. What's the issue? I'm legitimately baffled. Is there like a mate coming? Nothing's hanging. Am I counting wrong? I have 3 pieces. He has 2 pieces. Okay. Yeah, there is a problem. There's a fork coming. That's a thing. There's a fork coming. And maybe queen b6? Okay, queen b6 like legit wins at knight. That just straight up wins a knight. So, okay, there are some issues. And that knight is incredibly difficult to protect for some reason. Like, how do you protect the knight? I don't know. So, I initially looked at this move knight b3, just surrendering the exchange and playing a decent position. But the move that's caught my eye here is bishop e2. And the point behind bishop e2 is after queen b6, I'll eat the knight on g4. But after knight e3, I can trade queens. And if black trades queens, there's no longer a threat of queen b6, so I'll just take with the bishop. And there's no threat to the knight anymore. So this move bishop e2 has my attention. I have a feeling I'm going to hold my material after the move bishop e2. Although, okay, so bishop e2, I was looking at queen h4, but then just takes. Bishop takes any random move, queen e1, whatever you so desire. Bishop e2, knight takes, but that's just a pawn. I'll take and go like knight d3 or something. Yeah, I think bishop e2 is winning. I think bishop e2 is keeping my material. I don't see what you do against this. I'm going to play it. I see no refutation. I'm going to play it. Very good. Queen d4 was a threat? Oh yeah, it was. I stopped it. I'm so good, I can stop threats without seeing them. Yeah, bishop e2. That's why I like this site actually. This is not a puzzle you'd find on like other sites. I don't think. Because you're up material, you're up a piece, but black has like 3 threats you have to address. I like that puzzle. I like that a lot. And apparently, a lot of people miss it, because I gained a lot of points for that, which means it's a high-rated puzzle. So apparently, people don't see that move, bishop b2. It's a good move. All right, what's going on? Wow, 8 and 9. I'm doing good on this set. Normally I'm terrible. I'm just putting on a show for you guys. Rook, rook. Okay, material is... Well, material's not equal. I'm down 3 pawns. Your king is ridiculous. Your king is stupid. So I'm having an idea, and that idea is queen takes a3. And my idea is to open the rook check from behind. It's a bit of an idea, but takes, check. Unfortunately, after king a2, I'm not sure how I'm mating. Check. And I just don't seem to have that last bit to get me through. I also have to ask myself the question, am I getting mated over here? I feel like the answer is quite probably. Although I'm not immediately sure exactly how. I think... Oh, no, I'm just... Ooh, is that mating? That's very close to mating. Queen takes h6 is very close to mating. Queen takes h6 takes... Knight here... I don't want to deal with that. Let's mate you. Let's mate you. I don't want to allow his king to just tuck itself away. Oh, also b2 isn't even open to my pieces. How unpleasant. How unpleasant. How am I mating you? Let me count the ways. 0. Okay, so this is, it's like close to setting up an Anastasia mate. Because check, if you tuck away, I think I will take that. Pawn takes, forced. And now I can take here, and that's, no, it's not mate. There's a block. Oh, come on, come on, come on. This is so close to mating. Check, takes. Rook takes c2. The knight blocks. You don't have any squares. How do I mate? Where's the mate? Check. It's not working. Okay, check. Can I start with this check and somehow make that work? Hey. Hey there, buddy. Hello. Nice to see ya. Wouldn't want to be ya. Check, 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 mate. Ooh, that's some geometry I'm not paying attention to. Queen can hit the back rank. Check, check, queen check. There's a block there. There's a block on there. So none of the blocks intersect, which means no block is successful, which means that's mating. Okay, let's check the other variant. Check. Oh, there literally is no other variation. Okay, great. Yeah, nice. Yeah, nice geometry there. I missed it. I missed that long queen shuffle. It's a good one. So let's review what we did. Here, this first one, it says I did it. I'm going to count this as a fail because after rook takes d6, I did not consider this very forcing response, bishop takes c4. I rushed through this puzzle. I played my move after like 45 seconds. Shouldn't have done that. Needed to take a little bit more time here. Oh, I need to fix the window. Give me 1 second. There we go. So it should have taken a little bit more time here because I didn't consider one of black's most forcing moves, which is taking a piece with a tempo. Needed to be considered. I'm counting this puzzle as failed. Here, I noticed the queen was low on squares. And after knight a2, knight takes e3. Here, there's a lot of moves you can play, but only, I think only knight takes b4 is good. If you take with the queen, you're allowing queen takes b2. This queen is starting to slither a little bit, perhaps coming out on this diagonal. If you take with the rook, then you're hanging this knight in a skewer, and you're going to end up, black's going to end up with a lot of material for the queen. Let me show that. So right now, material is equal. Black gets a piece, black gets a rook. So black, at the end of this line, black has a rook and piece for the queen. Still is good for white, but not great. Not exactly what you want there. So here, after knight e2, knight takes e3. The point is, if you take this, you're actually going to end up with more material. Because after it takes, oh, that still gets skewered actually. Let me look at this. Something like, it's an unfortunate skewer. That's a hard one to get out of, actually. Maybe I take it back. Maybe this is not so amazing either. Let me use their engine really quickly here. What is so wrong, or what's going to happen after cb4? And after here, what do? We go g3. That's a move. Trade. You can't really take this because then my rook gets out. So this is the same material, actually, which makes me wonder what's wrong. Maybe my refutation to this move is incorrect. Maybe the queen is getting out somehow. Oh yeah, the queen's getting out. Ridiculous. Ridiculous. Totally ridiculous. The queen escapes. And this is hanging. So you've created problems for yourself here. So after knight e2, knight e3, you should take this queen, and the point is, if the knight takes here, right now, at the moment, black has a piece and a rook for the queen, but you can play, for example, knight c2, and this knight's actually trapped. So you're going to win that piece back, which is very good. All right, this one, oh yeah, this was cool. There are mate threats against the black king. Not something you see a lot in endgames, but I noticed immediately the rank behind the black king is cut off. All 3 squares here are cut off. There are mating threats. So if I could check with the bishop, it would be mate. So we attack the bishop. The bishop can't really move. You get mated. But when you protect the bishop, you're getting nailed by a pin, and that's not pleasant. Unpleasant. Here, this was just pure pattern recognition. You have the smother pattern. You also have the Anastasia pattern. You put them together, you get a pretty puzzle. This is very nice. You force the king to the A file, and then the knight guards the 2 squares on the B file. That's the Anastasia mate. Here, the queen is trapped. I was a little bit surprised by this one. A nice little puzzle. You don't think the queen doesn't look super trapped, but here after queen g5 f4, it's got nowhere to go, and you defended the mate threat. The other line I had was queen f4, but here the queen is threatening to escape on the long diagonal, but you can just go bishop e5. And I think the queen is totally trapped. Oh no, I missed something here. Because the bishop moved, there's queen c4. Okay, queen f4. Oh, there's a line given here in the puzzle chat that I did not see, which is you give this check. This is forced, and now it's Bowden's mate. This I did not see. I actually calculated an incorrect line here, so I'm going to count this puzzle as failed as well, because my calculation on this puzzle was incorrect. Here there's Bowden's mate. Yikes. That one hurts. That would have been tough to see. That's a nice little mate. On this one, oh, this one took me a while as well. And it's because I missed this key move. You threaten some nastiness here. But after here, I don't know why it took me so long to come up with this move, which is threatening mate. And the point is, after you stop the mate threat, there's an intermezzo of saving the piece, and white's just up a piece. What do? And so that one shouldn't have taken me as long as it should have. That one I'm a little bit... Here, we're getting stalemated in the middle of the board. Pretty cool. Just go c7, takes, h7, takes, it's stalemate. The other point I saw was if you go h7 first, after takes c7, black actually plays this move bishop f5, and the bishop stops the pawn. And if you promote bishop takes, it's not stalemate, and if you take the bishop, now the knight takes, and again it's not stalemate. So that was a good one. And number 8, what was this? Oh yeah, there were a lot of threats. Queen b6 was a threat. Knight e3 was a threat. And you got to deal with it. So I didn't notice this threat of queen d4 check, which is ridiculous. It's a check. I think, you know, I'm honestly going to count this puzzle as failed as well, because how did I not notice this threat of check winning a piece? That's terrible. Have to notice that. So that's not good. That's a miss on my part, missing black's threat. However, I happened to play a move which addressed the threat, because it addressed the threat in the similar way it addressed the threat of queen b6, which also wins a piece, and that is by attacking the queen and attacking the knight. So this is a really nice move, bishop e2. The point is, if you pin, I'll trade pieces and I'll be happy. If you, well, you can no longer go queen d4 because you just can't. And if you go in for the fork, I just trade off one of the forked pieces and play rook anywhere. That's good enough. And I'm up a piece. And I'm happy. Last one of the night. Oh yeah, I had to figure out how to mate this king. And it's all about the queen. The queen has access to the back rank here, which is very nice. I kept trying to make a queen sack on a3 work. You just don't have enough material pointing over there. So I was trying stuff like this. Takes, and then like rook here. But unfortunately, after king a2, you're not mating. So that's not working. Then I tried check and takes here. And this looks like mate, but the knight can block. Isn't that annoying? And again, you're not mating. You're just not mating here. And if you're not mating, you're getting mated, so that's no good. So then I finally came across, okay, because the queen can get to the back rank, it's sort of like a Damiano's mate. Damiano's mate where you sack all the rooks down the h-file to get the queen to the h-file with tempo. Instead, I'm sacking the rook along the back rank to get the queen to the back rank with tempo. Nice puzzle. Anyway, thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you perhaps have a new tactics website on your radar. Apparently, someone in chat told me that you can sign up for Chessy and you get the first, you get to explore the website for 3 days for free. After that, you do have to pay. It is a paid website. I paid once and that was all. I got it forever. But someone told me that they've changed their pricing model so that you have to pay multiple times. I don't know. Sure. But check it out. I think I like this site. I like it a little bit more than Chess Tempo, but that's just me. There's some tough ones on here. Chess Tempo probably has more puzzles. I do see some repeats every now and then, puzzles that I've seen before, but it's not a huge problem. Like on chess.com, you get a lot of repeats. It's less on this site. It's not as big of a problem. Anyway, that is all I have. Thank you so much for watching, and hopefully tomorrow I'm going to be doing a stream finishing up the Queen A5 winnower. So if you're interested in the Queen A5 winnower stuff, hopefully I'll get that in tomorrow. And then hopefully I'll be doing some league coverage on the weekend. I might even stream my Lone Wolf game this Friday. I'm playing the Lone Wolf again this series. I dropped out last series, but I'm gonna play the Lone Wolf again this series. Get some rapid in. Should be good. Anyway, thank you, and enjoy your Tuesday evenings, Wednesday mornings, Tuesday afternoons, wherever you are. I don't know, man. You do you. And yeah, hope to see you guys around. That's all. Thank you. Good night.